All right, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone with true well. Salutations to the whole elect out there, man. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the preacher man, and this week's quick lesson is going to be about let's entitle this one 8 rappers response to 8 rappers you didn't know went broke slash you can't escape the curses even selling out. Or I might just call it you can't even escape the curses selling out. Pretty much as a response to a YouTube video, going into the fact about 8 rappers that pretty much had to foreclose homes, didn't pay the money doing their jewelry, all that shit. Which the industry, a lot of it is a facade. You have to give off the image that you have a lot of wealth that you don't really have. You got to fake it till you make it, if you will. And our people, will try to do. When I say our people, I'm talking about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's in the Hollywood industry, the music industry, forms of entertainment, how to get street rich, hood rich, anything to try to get ahead in the society illegally. They'll sell their soul to do it, because the scriptures tell you that the ways of the wicked seduce the righteous. They envy the wicked. They see the way the so-called white man is living and looking, these so-called white people. And then sometimes, you get carnal. You're like, damn, man, these fucking devils ain't going through shit. And the scriptures tell you that they're not troubled like other men. So these so-called white men is ruling, they in their kingdom. So a majority of white people, not all, are pretty much living well off from the hundreds of years of free labor from the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that helped build up America. So our people now are trying to, get ahead in society however means necessary, and that includes selling their soul, which is a figure of speech, which means to give up to all lewd, wicked acts, just depriving yourself of all types of morals to try to get ahead in the society. Yet, they always seem to hit a ceiling, or these curses hit their ass, man. Hit their ass. They always end up going broke something. This is Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, thy power to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And that's what happens, man. It overtake us. Remember, the Lord said, I'll visit the iniquity upon the 3rd and 4th generation. So we're paying for the deeds that we did in our past lives. And guess what? The Most High judged the nation as a whole. Because King David wasn't being wicked, but guess what? He went into captivity as well. So did the prophets. All right. So did the elect. The Most High judged the nation as a whole. So that right there cuts that whole I'm a nice white person bullshit. Because even if you let's use hypothetics. Let's say you're a so-called white person. You never heard a goddamn fly. It doesn't matter. If you're an Edomite, you're going to get judged as a nation because we were judged as a nation. You know what I'm saying? So our people are getting judged as a nation. I don't give a fuck what you do. Whether you're in the world or in this truth, these curses are going to hit you, and it's bitter when it hit. But when you have understanding as to why you're going through it, it helps you cope with it better. We understand why we're going through it, and it's just. The Most High is just. We got to pay. You got to own up for your shit. Verse 16. Curse shalt thou be in the city, and curse shalt thou be in the field. And that's what we are, man. All right? We don't live in the best areas. Now, you might have certain jakes that are well off, but guess what, man? Some way or another, man, prosperity and adversity happens to us all, and people always end up to hit adversity some way, somehow. I'm not saying that there's not jakes that's not billionaires out there, but who's to say in the next life they could be a beggar on the street? You never know. It says, curse shall be thy basket and thy store, right? And that's going into our pockets, man. The book of Haggai, the 1st chapter, tells us that, man. You put money in a bag with holes. You damn near spend your paycheck in your mind. So our people, living in these harsh conditions and having in the back of your mind, having a royal mindset, wanting to live better than average and turning whatever type of situation into a type of luxury situation, you'll cut corners. What do I mean cut corners? You try to sell drugs, because school is boring as fuck, And, so-called honest living is hard as hell sometimes, man. The way you get taxed and shit. So Jake want to make money quick and the easy way, So that's how come our people always refer to music and try to be an athlete and that type of shit because we're gifted, we're gifted. But, the scriptures in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter tells us that, Esau's blessing was going to be the fatness of the earth. That's how come these so-called white people, primarily these so-called Jews, Amalek, in the Bible, they live in delicious, man, because all these rappers, guess who managed them? So-called Jews. The NWA, it ain't no gangster manager behind them. It was a so-called Jew behind them, man. All right, even J. Cole called these mainstream rappers what? Jew rappers. Because the so-called Jews are the one that push the agenda for people to be complete degenerates, man. And that's how you make it ahead in the music industry. You know, you got to make music about destroying your people, being a complete moron and an imbecile. That's how you get machine plays. That's how these industry push you. All right, so even if our people out there trying to make sincere, conscious music, you ain't going to get far because this is Satan's world. All right, and you make your loads of money, but guess what? If you're not serving the Lord, you know, it's all in vain. Because you can't take this shit with you in the next life, but this truth you can. The scripture said it works through following. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. Yeah, you can't be in this world serving mammon, money, talisman, dollar system, all right, and call yourself being an Israelite, man. We've seen that with examples like Yaradan out there in hot land, as they call it. Nigga want to drive a Porsche and at the same time be a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was, you know, in the world, you had a successful job and you actually have a luxury vehicle before coming to this thing, okay, I ain't gonna knock you, all right? Or maybe the Most High bless you with an extreme surplus. I ain't gonna knock you. But this guy was being a nigga, man. You know? And that's what you have a lot of in Israel. You have a lot of Israelites that are so westernized that they want to be a part of this world and at the same time be an Israelite, man. But this truth conflicts with things in this world. You know? And when you try to give over to the deeds of this world, Satan's gonna double cross you, motherfucker. Because guess who Satan works for? The Most High. All right, and the Most High speaks about these curses. It says, and the ones of you that think oh man, the Lord ain't touched me yet. I'm doing this good and this, that, and the third. Well, guess what, man? You received your consolation. Guys like Floyd Mayweather, Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey. You received your consolation already, man. So when the missiles come, that's gonna be your penalty. That's gonna be your judgment. You know. Even though these guys are Israelites, they don't have the truth. It says, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. And that's what's gonna happen. You sell your soul, you give yourself over to this fucking world. You start going to clubs and driving Maybachs and shit. You're gonna despise going out there and teaching in a brick ass court. You're gonna say, fuck that shit. I'm gonna be warming my Maybach with my bitches. You know, and that's how the flesh will overcome your spirit. Because guess what? The flesh is so fucking weak, man. So weak. It's so easy to go off. It's a lot harder to be spiritual. In fact, if you want to get ahead in this society and get all the bitches you want, just follow your flesh. Be as wicked as you want, and they will flock to you because they're owned by Satan. You know, Satan used these type of devices in the world as pawns and bait to trap the simple. Or else he would hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and mammon. All right, so you can't be in this. You can't be pussyfooting. You know, lukewarm Israelites, all right? Now you have secret disciples out there, okay? So if you're a secret disciple, let's say you're a famous person, Kendrick Lamar, primary example, all right? Okay, you know, you could be a secret disciple, but to a certain extent, all right? They're asking you to do something wicked that you did prior to this knowledge, that you used to do prior to this knowledge, and you gotta say, nah, man, I ain't gonna do that shit no more. You know, you might have been smoking coke and all this type of shit. Okay, you know, give me some cocaine. You know, sniff this shit. Nah, you can't do that no more. All right. You know, you have to use you have to use a very hard amount of wisdom. Not hard amount. You got like a higher level of wisdom, man. If you're gonna be a so-called prominent figure and still be a secret disciple, man, because a lot of these people in the upper echelons of this society do wicked deeds, man. So you want to, you know, eventually your spirit is you're gonna want to distance yourself from them, man, because the scriptures talk about serving two masters. Either you're going to want to cling to this thing and say, fuck that, or you're going to want to cling to that bullshit and be a part-time Israelite, man, you know? And I'm here to tell you, no matter what you do anyways to try to have it easy on your flesh, these curses cleave onto our asses, man. Cleave onto our asses. Even if you're doing right, even if you're serving the Lord, something's going to happen. That's just a part of it. That's a part of what we got to deal with, man, till the blessings come. Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Verse 1-5, man, everything's going to turn right side up, man. And these heathen nations, they're going to be the ones suffering these curses, having a hard time trying to keep the law and such, man. And we're going to be blessed to the utmost. You know? Proverbs 30:8, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. So this is the type of mindset we have to have. We have to be content. All right, we have to be content, whatever your situation might be. The Most High might give a brother more income than another brother, but whatever your situation is, the Most High is going to give you just amount to survive for your situation. Prime example: if you have a brother with 5 kids, the Most High is going to work out some way, somehow that you're going to be able to manage them 5 kids, give you the budget to manage those 5 kids. And the same thing with a brother that have no kids, all right? The Most High is going to give you enough to manage your budget for you living on your own. You know what I'm saying? The Most High just does that. He gives every man accordingly. But you got to have faith. Even when shit looking rocky, you got to have faith. Like, look, the Most High is the one that put me in the jam, and he's the one that's going to take me out and maintain me. Verse 9, here's the point now. Lest I be full and deny thee. And that's what these niggas are. They full. Yachty, Jay-Z, Migos. These niggas don't think of the Lord. They thinking about their next show and how they could get a private jet. And say, who is the Lord? How about Shimei Shai? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of thy power in vain. So you don't want to be out there stealing, defrauding, snatching people chains and being a fucking stick-up kid. Right? You don't want to do that. Yo, but the heathens, they white people, I could rob their chains. Nah, man, you don't want to go around doing no shit like that, because guess what? You're going to put your ass in fucking jail, and now you can't even teach out there, you know? So you don't want to do no dumb shit like that. The primary thing to do is just be content. Pray to the Most High to give you contentment, man. You know, and again, if the Most High bless you, then he bless you. 1 Timothy 6:6. But the primary blessing we want is a spiritual goal, man. This knowledge, because that's what's going to keep us stable in the times to come, when gold and all this hoarding up cars ain't going to mean shit. Isaiah 33:6, man. This knowledge is going to keep us stable in those days. 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. See that? That's a heavy thing for a lot of people to wrap themselves around. Like, look, man, the Most High's providing a roof over my head. If you just pause and just look around you, man, be thankful for the fact you got your fingers working, your arms, your limbs. The Most High could really fuck you up even worse. The Most High could destroy your body and soul in hell, make you paraplegic, make you like those people that be in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? The Most High could really fuck you up. So you got to keep that constant fear. And don't envy the wicked, man. You know? I be driving around seeing these crackers in these massive ass mansions. I'm like, damn, these goddamn cave dwelling bastards got these mansions, but you know what? At the end of the day, all this shit is gonna be melted. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, which is this work, then I'm gonna be on the chariot and they're gonna be in that fire. So you gotta see the bigger picture, you know? Oh, I gotta hit this point. Verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, you know? You ain't came in with shit, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. That nothing is talking about carnal things. All right, because we're going to take this word with us. And the scriptures talk about maintaining our lot. Spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So this knowledge really is above all that shit. Materialistic things that you can't take with you into the next life. Well, this knowledge is yours forever. So hold it and keep it. You know, fast to yourself, man. Like how you fasten a seatbelt, keep it tight. Or like the brother Lamadio always said, don't fumble this thing, man. You know? Having food and raiment, let us be there with content, man. And that's what we are. We content. You know, just being content, and whatever happens, you know, just maintain our lot in this truth. Because we know even if you were to go over to the dark side and go back to the world, you'll never be the same person, man. And what's the fucking point? America's gonna be destroyed anyways, and you can't escape the curses the Heavenly Father's putting on you, man. So that was a quick point I wanted to hit. With that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of great most on which you well, and salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom and Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua, Shalak Koryam, I'll call those that come against this word and those that try to flag this video. Shalom.